Hello everyone, welcome to today's Market Snapshot. My name's Craig Erlam, Senior Market Analyst at OANDA. Now, it's another very quiet day in the markets. We've got a lack of news, a severe lack of news flow. Economic data is also very light. We had UK GDP this morning, which was in line with expectations and unchanged. We've got a little couple of pieces of data still to come today, the US Composite and Services PMI data, but all in all, very quiet session. Thanksgiving bank holiday yesterday, what we'll often see is that be extended into the weekend. So we'll see typically very light trade today, despite the fact that it's not in itself a bank holiday. Um, Given the lack of news, I think we'll just jump straight to the charts and provide a little update on a few charts, depending on where and if we've seen any changes. You can see with the euro dollar, we did hold up around that 105.20 level, which is a prior zone of support. We tested it again yesterday and it failed, and now it looks like we are pushing a little bit higher. What we've effectively got forming here is a potential morning star formation, which is a bottoming pattern, and given the fact that we've had profit taking on a couple of occasions over the last week or so, that would suggest to me, and I think on the 4-hour chart, if I remember rightly, we did see some divergence forming. Yeah, here you go. The last couple of lows being made on higher lows on the MACD histogram and the moving averages, and also potentially on the stochastic as well. So we have seen a divergence forming until now, and it looks as though we're now getting a bottoming pattern on a known level of support. Now, the first level of resistance we'd have been looking for will have been around the 105.75s. We are trading above there now with a pair finding resistance around 106. The key level here for me, though, is going to be this. It's this previous high here that we made when we bounced off the low around 106.50. Should we see a break above that, then that would indicate to me that we are going to see a broader correction, at which point 107, 107.10 becomes your next line in the sand. Although, depending on when we break, we may see another bottoming pattern forming here, but we can come back to that. Like I said, that 106.50 I think is key for me now. And if we see a breakthrough that, I think we are going to be pushing a little bit higher, and maybe some due dollar weakness. Cable is pretty much unchanged. We're just trading sideways at this stage. We're still held within that sideways trading range. So nothing really to update on here. Australian dollars continuing to try and break above this level of resistance, this zone of resistance around 74.20 and 74.40. It looks like we're pushing through there now, but we've got the 233 moving average here around 74.50, providing additional resistance, so we're not quite there yet. If we do see a breakthrough here, then I'll be looking at 74.90, 75 as your next zone of potential resistance, and at that point we've got the 200-day simple moving average coming into play as well. I think at that point I'd also be looking to add a fib retracement as well. Let's see where that lines up with. And then we're looking at here you go, like 75.50 prior zone of support, and also the 50 fib of that move from the highs to the lows. So a few levels to be keeping an eye out for at the moment. First one being 74.50 being the level we need to see a close above. Beyond that, we're looking at around 74.90, 75 as your next line in the sand for Aussie dollar. Euro sterling, I think is pretty much unchanged. We are seeing a bit of a rebound, as we've seen in euro dollar as well. But really, this is just a slow grind lower, it would appear at this stage. If we look at it on a 4-hour chart, for example, we could probably even draw some trend lines on these levels as well. Let's pop that here. Make that one black, and this one here. So we are just really just it's basically just a slow grind lower in euro sterling at the moment. If we do break high, then 85.50 is a key level of resistance as far as I'm concerned. Prior support, but also you then have the trend line and the moving average coming into play here. So again, another level to keep an eye on, but all in all, that's really just not the most eventful pair right now. Dollar yen, we did see find resistance around 130 and 80, which was this prior zone of resistance. Above here, we'd have further resistance around 114.50. But once again, I do think potentially some form of correction in the dollar is a little overdue. That's a very strong rally that we've seen in dollar yen in a very short period of time. Now, with this prior zone of resistance, which we're talking about, now becomes an important zone of support. So 112 to 111 becomes a very interesting zone. If we see a break below here, then we could be looking back towards 110 or 109.25 for potential support if we are going to see a broader correction there. But 111, 112 is your key resistance, key support at this stage. Let's have a look at a couple of other yen pairs. Euro yen, for example. We did see a break higher again towards 120, which is a level we highlighted yesterday because of the 233 simple moving average and that long-term descending trend line from the start of this year. It did unsurprisingly run into some resistance here, maybe some profit taking. We're going to have to wait a little longer to see if this is a short-term piece of profit taking or if we're actually seeing a correction off that level. But again, it has been a very strong rally in this pair. But a breakthrough that would see 120, 150, 122 potentially coming into play here. Oops, I've closed that chart. Well, we want one more, which is sterling yen. And again, we still are pushing up. We've run into resistance just ahead of the 142.40. That was our prior zone of resistance. We may still see some more upside here, but again, it's been a very strong rally. The first line of support here comes in around 138.85, 139, which is again this prior level of resistance. And if we see a break below again, then we could look to add maybe a Fibonacci retracement to see what the key retracement levels are here. A little change in Brent Crude. We've had another lower day today, but only trading marginally lower. I think all eyes are really on this OPEC meeting tomorrow. The next level really support here is this 47.60s. You've got the moving average, but also you've got these lows from when the consolidation started, and a break below there would indicate that the market has turned a little bit more bearish once again, whereas a break to the upside above 49.35 would be a bullish signal, but again, not really much change. Same applies to WTI crude as well, with 46.60 providing the support, and then obviously a breakthrough the 61.8 fib or even beyond the previous high, suggesting that we've taken another turn higher. Gold has run into support around 1170, which was the 61.8 fib I was warning about, but also that prior zone of support and resistance. So we've seen some profit taking there. The next area of resistance now is that got to be that 1200 level. It's a psychological level, prior area of support, and that's going to be the first big test for gold. I think we'll leave it there for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Hope you enjoyed this little brief update. As always, any comments, please leave them below. Anything you'd like me to cover, please just send a little message below, and I'll look to cover anything that people request. Oh, and have a great weekend as well. For more in-depth news and analysis, check out OANDA Market Pulse at marketpulse.com. You can also find out more about OANDA and sign up for a free demo account at oanda.com. Here you'll also get access to OANDA Forex Labs, which has a lot of great tools designed to help you with your trading.